So I see we are live now. Okay. Um, so shout out to Brad. Brad's like running late on another interview, and he'll be joining us shortly. So I'm going to have to wing this. Usually rely on Brad's little setups at the beginning to get me going. But a couple of things, one, just overall state of both BTC and ETH are looking good. Lots of good order book support on both sides up to recently. But nothing there to worry about. And in the news, the stuff I'm seeing is more, again, more positive things. I saw something about the bank, the oldest Thai bank, bought their largest crypto exchange. Um, Gensler likening a lot of crypto to the startup market. I.e., lots will fail. Lots of other interesting things. Of course, in Miami, the trial of the century, the Kleiman Wright trial over potential ownership of 1.1 million BTC. We'll see what comes out of that. Let's see what else. Again, to see more waves of mainstream coming into the space. It just seems quiet, though, to me, in a lot of ways. Like everybody's waiting to see which way things are going. And I tend to think it's going to go, up myself, but it could go down and then up. Who knows? I mean, you can clearly see how the big money is starting to embrace. But let's look at what I think I'll go to since don't have Brad yet, but some of the pools. So, I'm mostly on Polygon, Layer 2, Phantom, and Avalanche, mainly for gas fees, transaction costs. And so a couple of things I did in the last couple of days is Polka Bridge has been moving a lot. As you may have noticed, I think it was, 40, 50 cent range a few days ago. It's last time I looked like 2.25, 225, 190, bouncing around there. So, I moved some of this. I think I said yesterday, I moved some of that out of the, it was a PBR defined pool, I believe, just because I was a little bit concerned about impermanent loss with all that moving around. And so I moved it over onto the quick swap side into the USDT PBR pool that I think was about, it's thousands of percent APY. So I hit around there, and then everything started moving again today. So I sold a third of the PBR just to cover everything I started with, get that off the table, and then put everything else back into a pool. And now I'll just let it ride and see what happens. But I did go back into the PBR defined pool with what I had left, just because it seems to be earning more. It's given a sizable number of PBR, which, a couple of days ago when it was at 50 cents, you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. But, now that PBR is at $2 plus, it seems like the better play. So I'm sitting over there again. Still have the, Cosmos, which is Atom, in with the eRoan token on quick swaps. Just to add that Roan token seems to be bouncing all over the place from, 60 cents to 30 cents to 20 cents to 50 cents. So I'm just accumulating and, waiting to see an exit. It is one of the top cross-chain, I believe, dexes on Cosmos. There's a couple other ones there, but this seems to be one of the top 2 or 3. So I think it's a good place to be if you think Cosmos, or if you think the hub of all the blockchains is the potential outcome of the space. But either way, if I was going to drop, I'd probably drop to Roan and add more Cosmos at this point if it came down to it. Actually, I probably should just share this screen, I think. Might be a better way to go. Just trying to get this up real quick. I'm not always the best at this. All right, I guess we'll share this one. Yeah, I seem to be messing this up, but I'm not the best at these types of things. It's got to be this one, but I just don't think you can see it. I guess we'll just talk about them. But the next one I was looking at, as always, is Define. And Define has a couple of good pools out again today in the ecosystem. I'm still in the Define Curve pool. Been in and out of that a bunch, but there's a lot of stuff in there at 175. Aave, Matrix, Define 322. I did actually pull out of that one, so have at it, everyone. Just because I wanted to leave Matrix standalone until I figure out what I'm going to do, how many I started with, how far I'm up, in case I decide to start shifting into something new. But also on that page is the dual farms. Of course, you guys know I'm in the router DFYN and the Polka Bridge Define pools. Look, Define isn't moving lately, which is good, and router is. So it tells me that something's leaking about the router protocol release and the last bits of that audit. So kind of hanging tight on all of that, waiting for that to really make its move. But there's lots of good things to look at on Define. And as you know, everybody, I'm on the Crystal, back with the Azuki Matic there, just to generate Crystal that I'm going to put into something else, unless Crystal makes a move. And I'm back in the Azuki ETH pool on Cometh Swap, just because, again, want to put that Azuki somewhere. As to Phantom, I'm still sitting in Geist. Still super happy there, up 3 or 4x. I have to run the exact numbers, but spinning a lot of rewards in earnings. And, I'm looking at a few other things over there. I know Brad's talked about Grim Finance. I'm kind of thinking about that, looking at it. But, over on Avalanche, I'm in that Wonderland play. So that seems to be the one that, kind of my play in that sort of OMI type space until I see how that works out. But I just don't know what the end game is for a lot of these, but it doesn't mean you can't make money in the early stages, which is the same with equities and everything else. But, keep an eye there. And there was one other thing I saw. There was something else we were looking at on Avalanche, but again, the big things to me are Phantom, Matic, Cosmos, Atom, and of course Geist and Time, and then Define. That's in router. Those are the ones that, to me, I think, however this rotates, BTC blow off, ETH blow off, down into alts or down to big cap, I think these are where it makes sense to sort of be positioned. And then, look for more things when people start moving into other areas where to place capital at that point. I don't know if Brad's going to be joining us today. I kind of feel like I'm improvising this with nothing more to add at this point. Let me see if we got anything interesting in the news. Just nothing real super exciting today. Over the weekend it was not too busy, but still good. I mean, I think everything is still trending up. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and just cut this one short today. Sorry, other than don't have anything else to add or talk about. I think we'll just hold on for 1 second and see if Brad's going to make it. All right, we'll see if he's going to get back here. Well, for me, it's, I tend to think that this Q4 is going to be big, barring any force majeure, black swan type stuff. But at the same time, I keep my eyes on things. and watch for signs. But everything to me just looks like it's being regarded positively across multiple spaces. And then, of course, all the new product coming out, the NFT, different groups that I'm running into now with NFT projects that aren't just collectibles. It's more about, contracts and, almost like smart contracts in the NFT around contract provisions or assets and things like that. So, that's looking super attractive now as well. I just don't know when that one rolls. I think we're all waiting on the ETH and BTC move at this point to decide what happens next. But anyhow, I don't see anything from Brad, so I think I am just going to shut this one down for today. All right. Well, anyhow, we will see you tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.